So, hello everyone. It's the second episode of the. How do we call it, Lucas? What's the name of the podcast?
Cloud on Air, is it?
Cloud on Air, exactly.
Okay.
It's Karen and Lucas here with you. Say hi, Lucas. How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm always fine when we are recording the podcast. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see what we will be talking about. Today we will be covering what happened in between the podcasts. So basically, within the last 14 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will be talking a little bit about the DigitalOcean app platform, which we started to discuss already in the episode 1 last time.
Yeah.
And we will be talking a little bit about the domain names and some discussions there about it.
Some pretty big downsides currently, and yes. And also about domains in general, like domain name strategies and like with subdomains. That's a thing.
Definitely a very interesting topic, because whatever project you do, you most of the times like deal also with the selection of domain names. You somehow deal with the domain name. So yeah, it will be this interesting discussion. And we will also cover some learning platforms, Lucas, right?
Yeah, because the online learning landscape is very difficult to like oversee, and maybe we can bring a bit of clarity into it.
Yeah.
And then we will just quickly wrap up and also propose some future topics.
Yeah. We'll also say what will be coming up within the next 14 days or so. What we are expecting in our community, what kind of events and so on.
Yeah.
So,
let's start.
Let's start now.
Let's jump right into it. Okay. What happened like event-wise in the last 2 weeks in the cloud community?
Not very much. I mean, this is the time right now, like October, November, the time of usual conferences around the world, tech conferences. Obviously, this year almost everything takes place virtually, and there are many events. Like every second or third day, there is a conference. So if you are into conferences, if you are about hearing interesting talks, taking part at different raffles or whatever they run, it's a pretty exciting time, but it's also pretty much overwhelming and a lot of things going on. Like just recently, Hacktoberfest has finished by the end of October. I was the lucky one to submit 4 pull requests. They were all approved because the approver was me. It's not cheating. It was like legit pull requests. I really
it's cheating.
No, no. I haven't checked the rules actually, but they got all accepted right today. I received an email that everything is fine. Here's your code. Go either plant a tree as your prize or get a t-shirt. This time, because I don't have any Hacktoberfest t-shirts yet, I went for the t-shirt. Next time, probably I will go for a tree. What about you, Lucas?
Yeah, I haven't cheated morally like you did. Maybe it was legally okay, but yeah. I have done like 1 pull request in the whole month because I was just working on private projects, and I just made private contributions, and this month I'm continuing working on open source.
Actually, throughout the whole October, I did a crazy number of contribution, primarily to which are in open repositories on GitHub. If I deal it like as a main kind of developer in a project, I primarily go and just commit to the main branch. I don't really make this pull request because, as I told before, it will be again me who will be approving them. So I make 2 steps instead of just one. But just for Hacktoberfest, I went with this path to create actual pull requests.
Okay, then let's move on. There was an
Yeah.
event about some database technologies in the community.
Yeah, we did have actually in our community, and it was an exclusive event on 29th of October. So basically, it was third Thursday of the last week. We did have a free course provided to us. It's called Getting Started with Yuga by DB. And it also included everyone who attended the course. It was 1.5 hour long on Zoom. They were able to go through a certification which were provided for them as well. And like a couple of words about the Yuga by DB, it's basically database. It's a SQL database, which is from the beginning, from the ground up, it's thought to be a distributed one. So you have different nodes running the instances of this database. And if one instance goes down, nothing terrible happens. It still survives. It's a kind of interesting trend because there are a few similar technologies. Yuga by DB is compatible with Postgres QL, so you can talk to it in your code, like in an absolutely similar way as you talk to Postgres QL, what is really nice.
Quite
And
nice.
it's open source as well. Yeah.
Quite nice. I'm currently more on the NoSQL train, but there are definitely some projects coming up where I would reconsider and maybe use
Hmm.
a SQL database again. And maybe this is the solution for me. I have to look.
Yeah, in their case, they even have some properties of also of NoSQL database, and they also have a plugin or it's a function. I don't know exactly, which will let you pull the data from the database via GraphQL standard, what is really interesting. And I
Yeah.
think they also have API support, so it's a modern database. It's not just a classical SQL database, which is just distributed, but it's a kind of interesting approach. And we will have another event with them. Oh, it's already planned. I think it's 25th of February next year. It will be a kind of follow-up course, again a free exclusive course for us, for our community, where you will be able to attend a certification and get your certificate. Actually, our partner at this company, Jimmy, he said that 200 people from our community actually attempted the certification, and all of them have passed because it was not a super complicated one. It was a beginner course and beginner certification, so pretty a lot of people. We had more than 500 registrations just for this event alone.
Yeah,
What
this
is
is these
interesting.
are quite astonishing numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just try for our community members, if there's anything interesting, new interesting platform or technology, we try to negotiate some kind of course or kind of introduction for our community members to this stuff, and it's ongoing, like constantly. Every second, third week, we would have events like this with different companies. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting event. Everyone got certified, and yeah, we will be keeping doing stuff like this with Yugabyte, the company, but also with some other companies as well in the future.
Yeah. Were there some other events or was it
Nothing major.
basically
Like,
it?
there were plenty of events going on and different kind of conferences, but it was the only. This event was the only one organized exclusively for our community and within our community. So, yeah, it was a major event.
Okay, then it was like the upcoming weeks where there are scheduled a lot of more of events. And yeah, I heard something about Jenkins and also DigitalOcean again. Yeah, could you tell us about that?
Yeah, we will we there was some event. It was called DevOps World, a conference which took part like 1 month ago, and everyone who attended it had a chance to request a voucher for a free Jenkins certification. The full name for the certification was certified Jenkins engineer. And many people from our community also received, like, attended this event at first. We did have a crazy number of registrations. It was pretty interesting event, I must say. Pretty nicely organized by the company called CloudBees, which is behind the Jenkins software. And I must say it was a very interesting event with a lot of interesting talks, a lot of nice campaigns. Incentives like this, they always attract more people, and I find it very clever by these companies to run this kind of stuff. There were many partners as well, like virtual partner booths, where you could also, like, check in and see what's going on with them. So it was really, I ended up being very satisfied with this event. But then, after some weeks, everyone also received these free vouchers, which are worth probably more than $100 or something like this. And with this voucher, you can attempt the Jenkins certificate. So what we will be doing next Thursday, next week Thursday, we will have a study session where we will invite a few people who have passed actually this exam. They will share their experience, like what to concentrate on, how to prepare better for this certification. And we have right now more than 300 people registered for it. Probably the number will grow. And we did have similar sessions organized before, like for Terraform. There were a couple of sessions like this. And yeah, let's see. It will be kind of interesting one next week. Other than that, there will be conferences going on. I saw, like, on the timelines, there are some conferences. Some of them are even listed. As you said, DigitalOcean will have their conference on Tuesday, I guess. Or let me double check. It will be on Tuesday, yeah, next week Tuesday, on 10th of November.
Yeah, will there some kind of like group chat or anything in the cloud community to cover this
We
event?
listed it as an event. We are also involved a little bit with DigitalOcean, the company, their community. So we listed it as an event. As of
I
now,
heard of the chapter in Nuremberg,
yeah,
like
yeah, we have
DigitalOcean user
exactly.
group, or what
Yeah,
is it called again?
it's DigitalOcean Nuremberg, I guess.
Yeah,
Nuremberg in English, because it's slightly differently written in English than in German.
yeah,
Yeah, and there are some people already in the group, but basically whatever interesting will happen in this small DigitalOcean Nuremberg group will be also announced in our kind of mother group, Cloud Study Network. So don't worry, if you want, you can join this one. It's on meetup.com. If you want, you can join it, but basically whatever interesting will happen there in the scope of this DigitalOcean Nuremberg, it will be also announced in our main group. You will not miss it.
yeah, quite nice. I'm looking forward to till after the crisis, when maybe there could be some events in person, but I think that it's a long way until then.
Yeah,
But we
we
should
also
have hope that it.
absolutely. We also have to figure out what kind of events to run in this small group, because there are groups like AWS with more than 100 services. DigitalOcean is not like this. DigitalOcean is just they have some services, some features, interesting ones. We started to talk about some of them already in the episode 1 last time. We will be talking a little bit about it in this episode.
Yeah, I
But
think we also pointed out that their products are very self-explanatory, very straightforward. So you don't need much of a like learning group or something to get into it. It's if the sign up works and the registration where you had some problems, then it's just very easy. But yeah.
mhm, absolutely. And it's a very good segue into our next topic, which will be, again, DigitalOcean app platform. I actually took time last week and registered, like, properly with DigitalOcean, got my credit card on profile, because it's tricky. You have to know there are two options. You cannot just, you can register, but then on the next step you have to save your payment details. Without
Mm-hmm.
this, you will be not able to use anything, even free tools within DigitalOcean. I pointed out to DO people, DigitalOcean people, that it's a kind of drawback because they have some free services, and if I would just like to use them without putting down a credit card, because I'm not going to pay. Like let's imagine this kind of scenario, but it's not possible. So and then on the next step, on the second step, you have either to save your credit card in your profile or your PayPal details. And if you will go the PayPal path, they will charge you just from your PayPal account $5, and they will kind of convert it into credit in your profile. So you
Yeah.
will be able to use this $5. It's not just a price for registration, right? But it's different, and this is important to know with the credit card. If you save your credit card, they will kind of verify it. Maybe there will be some kind of zero transactions, but they will not charge your credit card.
They
It will,
will refund it, or how is it technically
yeah,
done?
I don't think they have, like, they will even move some money there. They will do some kind of transaction, kind
Yeah,
of
they
confirm.
just like do it. They just wait for the authorization step. So
Yes,
yeah,
something like this. So basically, uh, with PayPal, you will lose this $5, which will be converted to your credit, which you might use or might not use, like depending if you will go to their and use their paid services. With credit card, you will be just registered there. You will be a verified user. They are very much afraid of spammers, and this is very understandable because with DigitalOcean, you can create virtual machines. You can set up all kind of crazy servers, like bots, and like spam the whole world. So I understand and share their concerns about it. And this kind of payment, saving the payment details, is a kind of verification step to make sure that you are not a spammer. Yeah. And
I'm
I did
not.
this. Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on the topic, but maybe it's also because that they don't land on any like blacklists for, or yeah, get banned or blocked by any services like on the DNS level, maybe
Yes.
because they are not as popular as Google or Amazon, where they they couldn't block like Amazon Web Services DNS servers, but DigitalOcean is like a smaller provider where it could easier land on a blacklist for some in, yeah, you know what I mean. Maybe this is kind
Absolutely.
of a concern here.
Yeah. So there are many honeypots on the internet which catch spam traffic, and what they do, they put the IP addresses and maybe some other details in blacklists. And there are many tools to check your, like, at least your website. If you would go to Virus Total, it's the name of the service. You
Mm-hmm.
can look it up in your favorite search engine. You will be able to put your either IP address of your server or of your maybe just internet connection, or your domain name of your homepage or whatever of your product, and look it up in many databases, whether it's blacklisted somewhere or not. And there are many tools which will do stuff like
Yeah.
this, will just prove. And if it's blacklisted, then you have to go through different loops to the blacklisted or whitelisted. If you have to prove that if there was some kind of malware, it was deleted and stuff like this. I did it actually with one of my services, which was abused by spammers, but then I had to go through different loops to clarify this and like make it whitelisted again.
Yeah, it's, yeah, basically a thing of reputation that you don't want to go through all
Yes,
those steps. Yeah. And
yeah.
okay, but what your problem with DigitalOcean wasn't only like the payments, but it was, or the registration, but it was that the app platform doesn't support that you host like your website on the canonical URL with a, or like the without subdomains, like the naked domains.
Yes, absolutely. So the main reason why I went to DigitalOcean with this whole registration, and it took time to clarify like what's going on. I was chatting with people from DigitalOcean about it. They provided some clarification. I ended up registering with them, and being verified user now. I wanted to go and use try their new offering, which is called, we discussed it before. It's called the app platform, and they have free like several plans there, and I wanted to try out the free tier, their free plan, which only supports like static websites and static pages. So what I discovered pretty much at the beginning, I must say, like in all, I'm this is exactly how you said. It's the DigitalOcean interface is very intuitive. You
Yeah,
only have to know a few things, but you will learn very quickly along the way how it works. They just have some terminology. There a specific one they call virtual machine, like droplets and some stuff like this. So it's kind of cute, and you have to keep it in mind. Um, yeah, but basically, when I wanted to create a static website, I saw immediately that you cannot use a naked domain. What is naked domain? I would say like example.com would be an example of the naked domain. So it doesn't have anything like before on the
yeah,
left
like a
side.
www dot,
Yes.
or like,
www.example.com would not be naked domain anymore,
yeah,
or
it
anything
has
like,
just the subdomain, yeah,
yes.
or
So
any
no
other
subdomains,
subdomains,
just
yeah.
the main domain. Like this is in their terms, or I guess like many people are using it. It's called naked domain. So naked domains are not supported. You cannot host a website on as a static site with DigitalOcean app platform as of now with a naked domain. And I actually have one project which I want to convert from WordPress to a static site, which has this www dot whatever dot com, and it would fit in this case. It was also stated there that this is like this might change, so I hope they will change it in the future, because with many other providers who will support static sites, starting with GitHub pages, you can use naked domains as well. It works pretty well with them. So I hope DigitalOcean will also fix it somehow in the future. Yeah, but it's just one constraint that you have to know if you want to try it out.
Yeah, but yeah, let's discuss it a bit further. How you are doing like all your domain names? How you, what kind of domain name strategy you use?
We just lost Lucas for a moment. I hope we will get him back. So basically, what we wanted to talk about with Lucas now. Oh, Lucas, I can see you are back. Great. We lost you for a fraction of time, but let's continue now. We will. What do you think about like naked, not naked domain names? Like for some historical reasons, many people think that every domain name have to start with www dot whatever. And nowadays, I think more and more projects are dropping this whole www thing.
Yeah,
I
what?
don't even know why it was used like this historically, but somehow
Yeah, I
uh,
think
most of the, yeah.
I think in the earlier days it was mainly used because there are a lot of other services on the internet like FTP or mail servers, and so they wanted to kind of show that this particular part of the domain or like the server hosted there is in the www, and so they used it for it. But today it's like the most popular thing to do with domains, since the internet has grown, since the World Wide Web has grown so much, and the internet too, yes, but mainly we're talking
Mhm.
about World Wide Web. And yeah, my go-to strategy is to just use the naked domain and have a DNS level, or just HTTP redirect, yeah, from
Mhm.
www. Yeah,
Yeah. I think you are right when you talk about that this third level domains. There were multiple third level domains with hosting providers before. Like there would be ftp.example.com, there would be smtp.example.com, there would be like some other like services which are being served on different port numbers where you will get a different domain name derived from your naked or main domain. So and one for the access on the web was probably like www, but nowadays it's a kind of usability gimmick a little bit. You could avoid it absolutely. I see that it makes sense just to drop it in most of the cases. With historical domains, like with legacy domains, you might want to keep it big just because
yeah.
because it's indexed.
Yeah, I also know people who have actually the habit to, if you tell them just the naked domain, they still start to type in www, and yeah, it's kind of an habit that yeah, that they developed like in 20 years of internet usage. Or
Yeah,
maybe that's a bit too stereotypical, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, people who, if they're not developers, if they don't know the insights, how domain names and web servers work, they might think that every domain have to start with www. And actually, some of the most popular servers and services nowadays are still using them. I guess Facebook is still using them, and Google is still using this third level domains with www.
But I think, yeah, actually, if I look into the domain or the URL I have in my browser, it's actually www.google.com, and just Google Chrome tries to hides it
Exactly.
from me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
very
kind of
interesting.
it's masking from people this www. What could you think? Like let's talk. Uh, how is it called? Let's see what Google tries to do here. Like they're trying to kind of slowly shift all the people from this mindset that there should be www to the concept where there should be naked domain. What do you think?
Yeah, I think basically it's more going in also into like more different and interesting top level domains. So basically they want to just incorporate that thinking of just a name, then a dot, and then just some top level domain. And that is, I I just um, uh, told you about another big thing in domains, that is like the newer top level domains, um, like instead of like just the normal ones with .com, .co.uk, or .net, .info, or .de, there are lots of other top level domains. And yeah, that's another thing that is hard to explain to people who are not used to it. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
but
interesting approach. What is Google doing there with their Chrome browser? And at some point, they also did this change where they got rid of the search field. Now basically it's the same field. I think Firefox also, I guess they have adopted this concept after some time, right?
Let me just open Firefox to be sure. Yeah, you're right. Was it introduced with their quantum update like some years ago, where they redesigned the whole UI and a lot of stuff under the hood?
Could be. I have gut feeling that it got changed like 2 years ago or something like this. I
Yeah,
might be wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what is your? I told you about my domain name strategy, but what is your approach? You're still using www, or and how are you working
I
with?
have two yeah. I have two projects as of now. Both of them have started like one of them has started 10 years ago with www in front of it, and another one has been launched like 3 years ago, I guess. It has also www. Like aside from it, I have probably like 20 other projects and domain names which don't start with www. So it's a very small minority with www, but there are a few, like a couple of them. And what else? There were some projects where I used actually the third level domains for the localization. I would have, for example, like de.example.com to use it for German version, or fr.example.com for French version of the website. So there are a few projects like this. I'm also shifting away from this third level domain for localization to put it as a subfolder after the example.com/de for Germany, or German, and then slash or without slash at the end. So yeah, I'm trying not to mess very much with the domain name nowadays. Why? Basically because it's a little bit of a constraint. If you want to have subdomains, like subdomains for different purposes, it cannot, well, sometimes it will not be supported by different cloud services or platforms, like for example Netlify or GitHub pages. They would allow you to have either just one domain, which will point to your directory where your static files are located, whether it will be www or it will be like naked domain. It should be just one URL, like one domain. And in this
Okay,
case, I would just take a naked domain, because usability wise, I think it just makes more sense than to use third level domains in front with this www. Sometimes you can like use hack domains, like this Jitsi is also using a little bit like, or there was a service, bookmarking service called Delicious. It was written in a crazy way. They changed it to a proper domain name, but this Web 2.0 trend where you would your proper domain is already occupied, as in many cases. So you start to mess with the name to get a free domain, like to get a still available domain. It was the case with Deek, with Reddit, and all the other services like this. They would just throw a couple of vocals like out, or one vocal out of the domain name, and it will be not occupied, like it will be available. So
yeah,
some people mess with this stuff. So my strategy is just to come up with a good sounding and good memorizable domain name, not mess very much with the subdomains, and just go for the most part with naked domains.
yeah, quite nice. Have you seen I was offline for like the last 3 minutes, and I haven't. I just have heard the last bits of your speech.
Yeah, you heard the summary, and this is the most important part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, nice. Yeah. About redirects, how do you do them? Like on a DNS level or more like HTTP level where you send a 301 that permanently moved, or just like redirects
Mhm.
and
Some name servers, some providers would support this kind of redirection. 301 is the way to go if you want to redirect your page or your subdomain or whatever you are redirecting long term. So you would say search engines, I moved completely to this place and don't even look up the old name anymore. They will still look it up from time to time to make sure, but 301 is the right HTTP code to show while you are using not temporarily redirect, but like long term redirect. Uh, if the name server supports it with the rules, like not only just one page, maybe the whole like subdomain to a new subdomain or to a new domain, then I would use it. Um, it's a little bit tricky if you support HTTPS because there is a certificate. And there is just one case. I'm. It's a little bit messy right now, where I try to redirect within one project, which used to be HTTP with a port number 80, and it's super easy. You can do whatever you want with this. It will be just redirected with 301. With HTTPS, it's getting tricky because it uses a certificate, and your receiving place, your old location, have to have a proper certificate to redirect to a new place which must have a proper certificate anyways.
yeah.
So if these are two places, two different servers, you have to pay attention there. Otherwise, people who will be landing at the old location with HTTPS, they will be getting like red screen of warning from any browser that something is wrong with their certificate there. Be careful, don't go there. And you don't want to have this kind of warnings with your users.
Yeah. I mean, I'm mostly using like Google Cloud or other services where certificates are maintained by them and automatically. But yeah, it's definitely a problem if you, for example, have legacy problems where you manage it manually or by yourself. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and make sure to keep this redirection for quite some time. It will just a lot of traffic will go into old location, and you thought you already told all the search engines the new location, but they will still like knocking on the door of the old services.
Yeah. Nice. Now
Hmm.
let's start our next big topic, and it's about online learning, because this is also a big part of the cloud community or cloud study network, because it's basically a network of cloud enthusiasts who want to learn online and improve themselves. Yeah. And for me, it's really hard to like channelize what I want to learn, because I'm interested in so many topics, and then also like kind of fear of missing out plays into it. Like,
Recording has stopped.
yeah, like if, sorry, recording has stopped. Yeah, that
Yes.
I that completely interrupted me. Yeah, but also I'm too much interested. Hey, if I'm like learning a course on one platform, I'm also looking on three others. What are they offering? And let's look into all of that. And yeah, because also it's interesting to see what is out there and what are some great learning opportunities.
What's
Yeah.
before we go dive into specific services or specific platforms? What's your general impression about the whole landscape?
Yeah, what can I say there? there are lots of ones, and it's hard to to see what the different ones are actually for, and what are they offering as of learning forms, if this is video learning or multiple choice or like other forms of learning, text or audio based. And yeah, this
Hmm.
is, I'm basically just looking for many things, and because I'm more a textual and like multiple choice learner and not
Hmm.
so much audio or video, I I but I don't have the time to look to register to all those platforms and yeah, then learn, then look into each one, and then I think this could be a good opportunity to see what all of them are offering. And yeah,
Hmm. My general impression, really short here, is it just the landscape is getting so overcrowded, you know. So at first, like so many different platforms, and they're
yeah,
popping up, like I guess every another half a year at least, a new major one would pop up, and like the stuff which they offer, especially if it's a kind of crowd driven like Udemy, is just exponential, you know. It just is so big. I have like so much stuff going on. The quality, like there are some curated platforms where like the platform would really look into the quality of the courses, but there are some kind of crowd based, like Udemy, I guess. Yeah, Udemy, I would name, where they don't really check the quality of the courses, and it just you can have so much not high quality courses as well, but some of them will be really high quality, so it's a kind of mixture. And yeah.
yeah, but let's try to categorize everything, because you have like some platforms that are solely for learning programming, like Codecademy or Free Codecamp, which are all curated and well thought through. And there are some of those community based where like everyone could put up their courses online. I think there are like Udemy, you know them better. There are Coursera, is this one, or is this actually curated?
I think Coursera is a kind of they curated, they pay attention what they put it out. I don't think everyone can just go and be a teacher at Coursera. They will kind of I don't know, maybe you have to have a contract with them or something like this.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
somehow certified. Yeah,
somehow connected with them before you actually roll out anything there. And there are like by default they're paid platforms. You have to pay, I guess. I don't know if they have. No, I think they have courses which you can attend for free, but you will not get a certificate at the end.
yeah,
Only if you pay for the certificate, something like this.
yeah. But let's just stick a bit to our categorization. We had like curated ones, like community based ones, and also then we have types of content on those platforms. There are some certificates or like certifications for like highly technical topics like uh, Google Cloud Associate, or how all those things are called, and also for very specific um, topics like Yugabyte, which you did a course or and certificate in the last weeks. There are also ones which are just for self-learning to prepare for like school or university. And yeah, also this is a kind of content that is also very present on the internet, like elementary, high school, and college courses or the topics from them that you can learn online. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So do you want to start with classification, or what's your a favorite one, or which one you use the most?
Currently, I'm using Khan Academy to work through like all of maths from like kindergarten to college. I'm already like some weeks into it, and I'm already like in the upper classes um, of high school. And yeah, I work like consistently an hour every day, and it really, yeah, I'm really getting better at maths in English because I'm German, and so it's some things a bit different. Also, like the categorization of the topics. Yeah, that's one thing I do, and then I do some smaller courses just for fun on um, on edX, and yeah, that's basically what I'm doing these days. But not that many courses on like the classical that have to do with classical developer or DevOps topics. Yeah.
So you are right now involved more into basic courses or stuff like math and English. What the kind of stuff which you would receive in courses at the university or maybe high school, something like this? What's really nice, I think, if it's available in high quality to people around the world, it's really great because not all great universities are available around the world, right? Uh, this is a really great opportunity for people to learn very basic stuff. So this is amazing, and I think I heard many times that Khan Academy is doing great jobs there
Yeah.
with providing this kind of material.
Yeah. And also their application is just very well thought through, and I like it a lot. And yeah, yeah. I'm also doing like a lot of music theory, but that's another thing we won't discuss today. Yeah.
Is this
Yep.
music stuff also with Khan?
No, it's a another app just for music, and I play the piano, but that's just hobbies and not something about like today's session. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's really interesting to use Khan Academy. It's really great, and yeah, it's it's also good for me because I'm not that solid on maths because I never like liked it in school back in school, and yeah, so I have to like get better with it, and that's what I do these days. And because I'm currently working on a project with geospatial data, which is basically geometry, or yeah, and with all the coordinates, and yeah, I have to get better with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
I
is what I
see.
do on Khan Academy. It's a platform for just from elementary or kindergarten to like college preparation courses, and there are some videos to explain it, but I also have many great interactive forms where you can like type the right answer of mathematical questions or like select them in a multiple choice format. Yeah, it's really great to use. That's basically what Khan Academy is. The other thing is edX, which is basically where universities can upload um, their courses, like video courses, and also the surrounding materials and like slides and all those papers that come with it. And it's also really great, and it's completely open source. The platform is open source, and I think all or most of the courses are free to do, but they have a payment model where you pay for a certification of some sort of courses. I think they have like more layers of how they group their content. It's like they have courses which are just free, then they have programs which are, then if you want to get certified in it, you have to pay some fees. And these courses are like to learn Spanish or anything and get it like a certificate provided by them, or I don't know if it's from the actual university you are doing this with. Yeah. But then you also have like, they started like micro masters programs, which are like graduate level studies that are completely online and are like just part-time and just online, and you get certified, and they are not really the level of normal masters, but they are definitely yeah, quite good and very well respected. Also, they have built quite a reputation since they launched them, and also because the platform was initially developed by Harvard and MIT. Yeah, and I think last year they introduced their micro bachelors, which is like undergraduate programs in a reduced format, completely
Yeah, really
online.
interesting.
And yeah,
I heard about their nano degrees like a few
yeah,
years ago.
these are actually the nano degrees, and yeah, they are much cheaper than like studying in the US, but they also have quite a price. And if you are like used to German fees for university, which are like 70 euros or $80-90 per semester, and yeah, if you
Yeah,
compare it to that, it's still expensive, but yeah.
yeah. But the cool thing, the availability, because this stuff is available to people all over the world, and you don't
Yeah,
have to move anywhere to study this stuff. And in most of the cases, as you pointed out, this is a high grade material which you learn there from top universities across the world
yeah,
about
it's true.
learning and all other like up to date topics, really. And EDX is more like comparing to Khan University, it's more to even closer to technical topics. If you are like into engineering or like
I'm
development,
not sure. Khan Academy is like from kindergarten to like high school. I'm not sure about college, but preparation for this too. But then there is edX, or how do you call it? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm
yeah,
just pronouncing it like this.
yeah,
Um,
I think everyone will understand, anyways.
yeah, and this is just graduate and undergraduate courses, or just university courses on this platform. Yeah, which
Any
is
other?
kind of what
Yeah.
iTunes U was back in the days, but they gradually let it die. Apple lets it die.
Mhm. Okay. Do you have any other platforms in mind? I saw in the chat, in our live chat, that a plural site was mentioned.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
basically what you are going to talk about.
yeah. Do
Yeah.
you have any other ones which you want to cover?
Some basic things like, or some very specialized things more. There is Primer, which is a Primer by Google, which is for marketing and business development, like highly highly specialized stuff, but also a bit around all of their marketing and sales tool, or marketing and advertising tools. Yeah, I'm getting called. Okay. Yeah. And there's also Learn Digital by Google, which is kind of also in the same topic. like around all of their Google Ads platform and Google My Business, and yeah, it's kind of a way to get users onto their to spend more in their in their ad services, yeah. But it's also very great resources, and I done some stuff there. And yeah, if you are completely new to programming, I can also recommend another app by Google, which is called Grasshopper, which is, I think you learn JavaScript in a very easy way, and you are guided through it very well. And yeah, but yeah, maybe I'm doing too much of advertising there, but Grasshopper is not any commercial, and it's not guiding you towards using Google services or anything. It's
It's
just
an
to,
app, right? Grasshopper is an app. It's
yeah.
not a web page or website.
I'm not sure if they have a, okay, I think they are online as well
Okay.
with a web application. Yeah, and you can actually see that it's built around Firebase. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I also discovered it some time ago and on my smartphone in App Store or Google Play, I would say. Interesting, like all the topics they're covering, some of them are around Google, different Google services or Google
yeah.
offerings.
But
So
just learn digital and primer, and I think Grasshopper, I'm not sure. But I think it's not built around anything to drive you towards using Google products. It's just more an experiment by
yeah,
them.
yeah, I
But
also think so. This is like Grasshopper is more around technologies, which
yeah,
some of them
it's
are.
just like one course about learning JavaScript and HTML and CSS, like what Codecademy started with. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm,
Let's talk briefly also about the other platforms, and I
yeah.
will talk a little bit about the probably the most popular one nowadays. It's called Udemy.com. Um, I don't know how old is this platform. Like, um, I would say something like 3 to 5 years old, but it went really very viral, and one of the reasons for it that everyone can actually register there as a teacher, not only just as a learner. And there are many campaigns going on where the codes are being distributed, and you can get some paid courses for free. And at the beginning I think the quality was higher, like in on average of those courses. But nowadays, like as I said, everyone is able to register there as a teacher, and some people are just taking the content from another course and remixing them a little bit and presenting or mimicking some good lecturers, taking their material and kind of, it's
Just
yeah,
copying it, or
yeah, like not adding very much value to it, but just then repackaging it. And that's why you have to be really careful if you want to buy something there. Like they have a crazy number of campaigns going on where you can grab them for free for
yeah.
short times, like usually for a few days. But if you want to buy them, like pay attention, really like go for recommended courses by someone who already completed, like a person you know probably, or some people would strongly recommend some courses. It was the case with Terraform, for example. One or a couple of instructors were highly recommended, and most of the people went with them. Just with some free courses, I mean, if you grab them while this campaign is going on for free, I mean, it will not harm you. Even if the course is not good, you will probably just look into it as the beginning of the course and then finish it like right there. Let Because we are short on time already, let's go to another one. Another
Yeah,
one is,
but
yeah.
just quickly, let's not judge me. I was never on Udemy before, but how
Mhm.
are the learning formats on this platform? Is it more like video learning, or
Yeah. In
Also,
most of the times it's a video learning with some, in a best case maybe some quiz at the end of the section. It's very much like this lynda.com, which
mhm,
got acquired by LinkedIn. Now it's LinkedIn Learning or something like this. It's in a way like the quality of the recordings, not the material necessarily, but the recordings at LinkedIn Learning is higher on average than on this Udemy, because on Udemy what you will see in most of the cases is just some slides which are being went through by the teacher, and some background voice, just to
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I
narrate.
like those highly animated courses where you
It's
can
not
really
even,
see.
most of the case it's not even animated. This is just
Yeah,
changing slides, one slide. It's a kind of presentation with a narrator on the back end.
yeah. But I mean,
So
LinkedIn Learning, is it the case there that is?
LinkedIn Learning, if you have a premium plan which some employers can provide to their employees, you
Mhm.
will have access to LinkedIn Learning. At the end of each LinkedIn Learning course, you will get a certificate, like their own form of certificate. My
Yeah.
experience with LinkedIn Learning, uh, these are high quality recorded material, mostly with a person sitting in front of the camera and talking to you, kind of explaining the stuff. But also in many cases, like many cases, they are just talking like general stuff. This is not like they kind of know the topic, but you can see that they are not actually the experts in this field, or if they're experts, then they will stretch a very like crisp concept for like 1 or 1.5 hour, and you will be sitting there and like watching all the introduction, all the stuff, which is not necessarily required. They will just like, it's like writing sometimes a book if you could just end up with the whole material just in one simple article. I have this feeling many times when I deal with LinkedIn Learning. So I'm not actually using them very intensively now. And you know what, like, to sum up here in a way, but we can continue for a few more minutes. I ended up like, if I need some specific information, I just go and search for it. I find an article which just exactly explains the step necessary to take to get it done. And it turns out to be the shortest path to your destination. If you want to prove something to someone, that you actually took time and like prepared yourself for some specific technologies or topics, it would make sense to go with different courses. And there is a gradation of learning platforms which have some reputable certifications or certificates at the end, with some shitty ones. Like, for example, LinkedIn Learning, in most of the cases, their certificates I wouldn't consider like a serious one, like a real thing. Because actually most of the courses you just can put on play and just go for lunch or whatever. After 2 hours you will get certificate.
Build a clickbot which clicks through the course.
or like this, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, what's your opinion about Coursera? I heard you talking
Coursera
about it a
is
lot.
yeah, Coursera is actually one of the reputable ones, I would say. It's a curated one. They invite mostly like professionals who prepare the material, and they are recognized professionals most of the cases. um, so yeah, I personally would recommend Coursera. And pay attention. From time to time they have campaigns where over a weekend, for example, or over some months maybe, they have a campaign where you can get your access and certificate for free. You can use this campaign. Sometimes it's binded to a provider, like for example Google Cloud used a few times Coursera to roll out their courses, which you can go through absolutely for free, and also get at the end a certificate. And I think Coursera certificates are well recognized in the industry, like whatever course you take. Similar to Coursera, there is another platform called Pluralsight, which is also, in my opinion, it's not a bad one. It's comparable to Coursera. They are very similar in many ways. I think from reputation they are maybe slightly like lower or less recognized as Coursera ones, but material provided there is almost or exactly the same quality and courses which you will find at Coursera. In many cases, it will be the same material if provided by one provider, who will just put it on Coursera and put it on Pluralsight.
Are
I'm
they
not
offering
100%
like
about it, but this is my opinion.
are they like preparing the uh, offering the preparation for Google Cloud Associate and all those courses? Because there's or what's it? Where are those
Not
platforms?
they don't like. I think they don't prepare like specifically for this or other Google exams like certifications, but they have like specific topics like database engineer, whatever. So it doesn't correspond one to one to some Google certification. But if you get this kind of certificate, this is like all material about being a database engineer, whatever, will be provided there. It will go for hours and hours. It's not just something like for half an hour or 1 hour. It could take like 10 hours, 20 hours, something like this. So the real thing with all the important details, it's not just some rambling around.
Yeah.
And yeah, but basically you will get a certificate which will state that you have passed the course and certification as a Google Cloud database engineer, something like this.
Okay, nice. And is it also mostly video learning or a bit more of quizzes and
Yeah, there are.
is
I guess like it's different from one certification to another one, but it's a little bit more like knowledge checking in between.
yeah.
Uh, it's less. But most of the content goes through video still. Still, I think they provide also text description, some text snippets, whatever. But mostly it will be narrated, so you will have to watch and listen. But also like in between really go through some exercises or some quizzes, so they pay more attention to double check what's going on there, like that you got some knowledge actually.
Yeah. Have we forgot some big platforms? What came to my mind was Udacity, for example.
Yeah, Udacity is a kind of a little bit, it's my impression, it's a kind of fading away. It used to be somehow popular like a few years ago, but nowadays I don't hear it very much like anything from them.
Yeah,
I think they still offer like a lot of stuff, but yeah, I think right now this Udemy is just going crazy, but take it with a grain of salt because like a lot of content there is just mm, I wouldn't like really spend time on it. It's a low quality in many cases, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. Want to wrap it up? And okay,
Yeah, so today we talked about different stuff. Started with domain names, with some events and domain names, which is definitely an interesting topic. Then we went to again to DigitalOcean. It's an
yeah. There's lots to talk about with DigitalOcean these days. Yeah,
yeah, because we also have a chapter with them, and it will be probably pop up from time to time in our conversations. And what else? Learning platforms, definitely, it's a great source of knowledge. And thank you, Lucas, for the insight with Khan Academy.
at
I
least
heard,
me, I learned a lot today, and I'm definitely going to try out some of these. Yeah, and the next episodes we have some topics in the pipeline, which is GCP serverless and low and no code platforms. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, there is some development going on in this low no code segment of the market, and we will be talking about it next time. But for now, just stay safe, check out our event pipeline. You will find a few events there. If you like them, make sure to attend them. And Lukas, thank you very much again for this session. We
Yeah.
will meet each other again, I guess, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess 2 weeks and better prepared maybe.
That's
And
okay.
this week was very good, but we still have room to improve and mention anything we can do better or what was good. Yeah, criticize us and also.
By the way, in between the episodes, we keep an open repository on GitHub in our organization. It's called Cloud Community Written Together. And there you will find the open repository podcast. And we will put, before each episode, we will put some topics there. And you can suggest either in one of our chats or right there in our GitHub repository. You can suggest any topics or anything what you think is interesting. We can also cover it in the upcoming sessions.
Yeah. Okay. See you next week. No, in
Next
2
time.
weeks. Next time in
Yes.
2 weeks. And
in 2 weeks. Yeah. So take care. Bye bye, everyone.
bye bye.